Having Venus in Cancer in the first house describes someone with a nurturing, affectionate personality. Often seen as sensitive and caring, these individuals radiate warmth and kindness. They tend to seek deep, emotional connections and put others' needs before their own, showing a natural propensity for empathy. In relationships, they seek security, cherishing a stable home and family life. Possessive tendencies can appear when they feel their emotional investments threatened. They are likely to be protective and sentimental, often keeping tokens to remember past relationships and experiences. When speaking about career, roles requiring empathy and caring nature tend to suit these individuals well. Possible fields include counseling, nursing, social work, or other professions emphasizing emotional interactions. Strong emotionality is both a strength and a challenge for this placement. On one hand, their warm demeanor and emotional intelligence can prove comforting to those around them. However, heightened sensitivity may also lead to episodes of moodiness or overdependency. Moreover, their reluctance in engaging in confrontations at the risk of disturbing harmony might impede effective communication. The lesson for personal growth is learning to balance their emotional giving with their own needs. Cultivating stronger emotional boundaries could help them navigate relationships healthier and avoid emotional burnout. Embracing their sensitivity might also involve accepting their own needs and expressing them openly for a healthier interpersonal environment. Like a metaphorical crab symbolizing their zodiac sign, they might need to learn to retreat into their shells before giving too much of themselves. With Venus in Cancer in the second house, the person's core personality tends to show deep emotional sensitivity and a strong desire for security. They may be notably protective of their loved ones and possessions. In relationships, they are romantic, nurturing and devoted, often seeking deep emotional attachments. They value a homey and comfortable environment and want to provide this for their partners. However, their emotional nature can lead to being excessively protective or clingy, which can sometimes turn into a challenging aspect in relationships. In terms of career, this placement might suggest a knack for professions related to finance, real estate, or domestic jobs due to their comfort and value connected to home and money. They may also have a creative side, possibly leading them towards artistic careers. A unique strength of this placement is their nurturing energy, which they apply in all houses of life. They value stability and have a high ability to save and multiply their resources. However, their dependence on financial security can be a challenge, making them worry excessively about finances. Personal growth involves learning that emotional security comes from within, and while financial stability is important, it should not be the only measure of comfort and happiness. They need to understand that financial status doesn't define self-worth. With time, they should learn to balance their emotional needs with practical realities. The most significant lesson for this person revolves around finding inner peace and stability, without relying excessively on material possessions or emotional dependence. Having Venus in Cancer in the third house indicates someone highly communicative and intuitive in their relationships. This person may be nurturing, sentimental, and enjoys sharing their thoughts and feelings with their loved ones. They are drawn to warmth, kindness, and tend to nurture their friendships and family relationships carefully. In partnerships, these individuals seek emotional security and depth. They can be sensitive and protective, but also a bit moody if their feelings are hurt. They value connection and want a partner who's there for the long haul. As for career, this placement suggests success in fields which require communication, caring for others, or home-related matters. This could include writing, teaching, real estate, or healthcare. Strengths include their ability to form and maintain deep connections, empathetic communication skills, and their instinctive understanding of others' emotions. However, challenges may arise from their tendency to be overly sensitive or clingy in relationships. It's important for them to balance their emotional needs without depending on others too much. For personal growth, learning to manage their own emotional reactions is crucial. Their natural empathy can help them connect deeply with others, but they must ensure it does not control or overwhelm them. They may also benefit from learning to value their own needs as much as they value their relationships. Balancing sensitivity with emotional independence can lead to a wholesomely expressive, caring, and insightful individual. A person with Venus in Cancer in the 4th house typically values security, love, and nurturing in both personal and professional relationships. They tend to treat loved ones with remarkable tenderness and are likely to prefer a peaceful, comfortable home environment. Creating a safe and cozy sanctuary for themselves and their loved ones is a characteristic trait. In relationships, they are emotionally intuitive and nurturing. They strongly connect with their partners on emotional terms and often seek long-term commitment, pursuing relationships that provide emotional security. They may, however, struggle with emotional vulnerability, sometimes shying away from confrontation. They may need to learn to express their needs clearly. Their caring and nurturing instinct significantly influences their career choices. They are likely to find satisfaction in professions involving care and support, like counseling, teaching, or nursing. They can also excel in real estate or interior design due to their affinity for creating comfortable home spaces. Their strength lies in their emotional intuition, nurturing nature, and love for harmony. However, their reluctance to confront and dependency on emotional security might be potential challenges. They can enhance personal growth by learning to voice their needs and be more emotionally independent. They also need to understand change and impermanence are part of life, and developing resilience can help navigate life more effectively. Their journey towards personal growth might involve learning to balance their need for security with openness to life's changing circumstances. With Venus in Cancer in the 5th house, you are likely to be deeply emotional, sensitive, and intuitive. You form strong attachments and may tend to give a lot in relationships, expecting the same level of commitment in return. Your emotions drive your creativity and self-expression. In relationships, you're protective and nurturing. You might prefer serious, long-term relationships over casual encounters. Family and home lie at the heart of your value system. Career-wise, this placement suggests roles which involve caring for others or using creativity. You could thrive in nursing, counseling, childcare, real estate, or fields that allow artistic expression. Yet, there can be challenges. You may struggle with over-attachment, becoming too dependent on loved ones. There's a risk of being overly emotional or closed off to protect your feelings. Learning to balance emotions is a significant growth lesson. Strengths tied to this placement are deep empathy, creative talent, and a strong sense of care towards loved ones. Your love for family and capacity to nurture can be your guiding light in personal and career life. Your sensitivity, while it can be a challenge, is also an asset as it makes you intuitive and understanding. The key is to learn to balance your emotional nature with the practicalities of life, to allow just the right amount of vulnerability without being overly exposing, and to use your deep caring nature to foster healthy relationships and choose fulfilling careers. Having Venus in Cancer in the 6th house suggests a person who values emotional connections and shows love through nurturing and caring. They may advocate strongly for those they care about, whether in personal or work relationships, often putting the needs of others before their own. This placement indicates a tendency towards emotional sensitivity and a need for security in relationships. It can make one prone to worry, especially in matters of health and work. They may find comfort in routine, order, and cleanliness. These individuals might be drawn to careers that let them connect with others on a personal level, such as nursing, teaching, or counseling. Their need for stability can also lead to a career in finance. Strengths associated with this placement include compassion, devotion, and a natural ability to care for others. They are often seen as reliable, with a deep sense of responsibility towards their loved ones and their work. However, they might face challenges, such as becoming overly dependent on others for validation or struggling with change when it disrupts their routine. They may also have difficulty setting boundaries, and can feel taken advantage of. For personal growth, learning how to communicate their own needs, and finding a balance between caring for others and self-care is important. Additionally, learning to feel secure in their own abilities, rather than relying on external validation, brings personal growth. The key challenge is to learn how to balance the need for emotional security with the necessities of everyday life and work. Having Venus in Cancer in the 6th house shapes a caring, loving, nurturing individual, eager to help and connect with others. It can also pose challenges that make the journey to self-growth an essential part of their life experience. Those with Venus in Cancer in the 7th house are emotionally intuitive, compassionate, and value emotional security. They are romantic idealists and extremely caring in their personal relationships, often showing strong maternal traits. They view relationships as nurturing safe havens, and emotional security is of utmost importance. Their nurturing nature makes them highly supportive partners. However, this placement can also indicate a tendency to be overly sensitive to the feelings of others and an excessive need for reassurance. They may struggle with setting boundaries, leading to possible dependency or codependency in relationships. This emotional sensitivity can lead to self-protection, which can sometimes manifest as moodiness or withdrawal. This Venus placement can influence careers towards professions where compassion, caring, and empathy are valuable, such as psychology, caregiving, real estate, or hospitality. Their ability to make others feel at ease and understood is a real strength in these areas. Their strengths include being sympathetic, committed, loyal, and loving. On the flip side, challenges can include hypersensitivity, neediness, and difficulty with criticism. In their journey of personal growth, learning to balance their emotional sensitivity with healthy boundaries is crucial. Additionally, they need to learn to validate their own emotional needs instead of relying on others for validation. Ultimately, this placement provides a rich emotional depth that, when understood and managed, can lend beautiful empathy and kindness in their lives. Venus in Cancer in the 8th house signifies a personality that desires deep, emotional bonds. These individuals are sensitive, nurturing, and protective. They are often empathetic, offering emotional support to others. However, their protective nature can sometimes be perceived as clinginess or a lack of independence. When it comes to relationships, they seek partners who provide safety and emotional intimacy. They may struggle with trust issues and tend to be possessive, but when secure in a relationship, they are extremely loving and loyal. Needing emotional reassurance, they may cling to destructive relationships out of fear of being alone. In terms of career, positions that allow them to tap into their instinctual understanding of Othersa, emotional needs are usually enticing. They can excel in fields like psychology, counseling, real estate, or any profession involving family or domestic affairs. One of the strengths of these individuals is their ability to connect with others on a deeply emotional level. They can be great nurturers, and their profound sensitivity makes them empathetic towards others' pains. However, they can also be overly emotional, and struggle with setting boundaries, which can cause emotional fatigue. A challenge for these individuals can be vulnerability. They fear letting go and showing their true emotions, which could lead to potential struggles in their relationships. Personal growth lessons for individuals with Venus in Cancer in the 8th house involve learning to trust others and themselves. They need to realize that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness but a pathway to deeper connections. Also, setting healthy emotional boundaries can help them maintain their mental and emotional health. With Venus in Cancer in the 9th house, the central personality trait is a strong emotional connectivity with others, as well as a desire for acquiring knowledge and understanding different cultures. This person is sentimental, nurturing, and has a knack for making others feel comfortable. They often value home, family, and comfort. But they're also driven by curiosity about the world, blending a love for home with an adventurous spirit. In relationships, they resonate the most with someone who not just understands but respects their emotional depth and strong desire for learning. They tend to form a strong emotional bond in relationships and demand the same from their partner. If their partner does not reciprocate this emotional bonding or show interest in intellectual activities, they may feel frustrated and dissatisfied. In terms of career, they may excel in fields related to teaching, philosophy, travel, or any jobs which allow for cultural exploration or intellectual engagement. They are likely to be nurturers at heart with the ability to make others feel welcome and loved. The strengths of having Venus in Cancer in the 9th house include being empathetic, nurturing, intellectually curious, and adventurous. However, the challenges may involve an overbearing attachment to the past, difficulty in letting go, and a tendency to retreat emotionally when hurt or feeling unloved. In order to grow, learning to balance their emotional depth with intellectual exploration can be beneficial. They will need to understand not everyone is as emotionally expressive as them, and that's okay. They should also embrace their love for learning and sharing knowledge, as it's a fundamental part of who they are. Venus in Cancer in the 10th house implies a deep emotional nature with a strong focus on family, home, and tradition. These individuals are nurturing, caring, and highly intuitive, often using their feelings to guide their decisions. They crave security and comfort, and shower love on close ones. In relationships, this placement suggests someone who is compassionate, supportive, and protective, always there to provide emotional comfort. They look for partners who offer security, stability, and share the same values. Issues can arise due to their sensitivity and overprotectiveness, as they tend to take things personally easily. Their careers are often driven by a pursuit of emotional fulfillment rather than financial success. They may excel in careers that involve caring for others, like healthcare, education, or counseling. Their emotional intelligence and intuition can make them successful in art, music, or other creative fields. The strengths of this placement are the sensitivity, empathy, and ability to make others feel loved and cared for. These individuals are family-oriented and value harmony above all. The challenges can be oversensitivity, tendency to be clingy, and having strong emotional reactions. Dealing with criticism can be particularly tough for them. The personal growth lessons for Venus in Cancer in the 10th house involve learning to manage their own sensitivity without letting it affect their mental health. They also need to realize that protecting loved ones' doesn't T means smothering them or controlling their lives. They are likely to find that protecting their own emotional well-being is just as important. Venus in Cancer in the 11th house typically points to a highly emotional, caring and nurturing personality. People with this placement tend to be sensitive and attached deeply to their friends. They care immensely for others and may sometimes take on the role of a protector. Having Venus in the 11th house suggests a popular individual, possibly with a wide social circle. They enjoy being part of groups and get along well with various types of people. This placement also suggests they are supportive in relationships and value emotional security. In terms of career influences, these individuals may excel in professions which involve nurturing, caring, or dealing with people on a personal level. This may include careers such as counseling, nursing, or even community service. Their empathetic and personable nature makes them great team players and excellent at establishing a harmonious work environment. The main strengths associated with Venus in Cancer in the 11th house are the warm and loving personality, ability to connect with a wide range of people, and their natural ability to provide emotional support. The challenges may include a tendency to depend too much on social approval, getting hurt easily due to oversensitivity, and possible difficulty in setting boundaries. Personal growth lessons for people with this placement could involve learning to set appropriate boundaries, understanding that it's okay to say no, and realizing that they can't please everyone. They might also need to focus more on self-love and care, rather than relying solely on the emotional security provided by relationships or social groups. Someone with Venus in Cancer in the 12th house may have a strong desire for emotional security and deeply values nurturing connections in relationships. They often enjoy expressing love through caring and supporting others. Their attachment style can be deeply sensitive, which can sometimes lead to feelings of vulnerability or the fear of rejection. As such, they may keep their emotions hidden, which can lead to misunderstandings with partners. Career-wise, they may flourish in careers where empathy and care are highly valued, such as healthcare, counseling, or work in charitable organizations. They may also be drawn to creative fields that allow for emotional expression, such as writing, acting, or music. Strengths of this placement include deep emotional intelligence, compassion, and the skill to provide care and comfort. Their imagination may bring distinctive artistic flair to their careers or hobbies. Challenges might be overly sensitive reactions and fear of emotional exposure, which can sometimes lead to isolation. They may have difficulty setting boundaries or may risk overly sacrificing their needs for others. For personal growth, recognizing and articulating emotional needs in relationships is key. Working on dealing with rejection or fear can also be beneficial. In a career, nurturing their creativity and leveraging their compassionate nature could help in thriving. Overall, this Venus location signifies an emotionally rich, caring personality who can make meaningful connections twinned with an artistic flair when these strengths are harnessed positively.